What is going on, guys? Paul Ryan back at it again. I hope everybody's having a good day. Mike Tomlin giving Dak Prescott his flowers, giving the Cowboys quarterback some high praise. Just talking about his performance during the game. You love to see it, man. I feel like this year has kind of been the year of Dak Prescott finally getting the respect that he deserves. Earlier in the offseason, Cam Newton was giving him his flowers. There were some other people, too. I can't remember off the top of my head that finally had been heavily criticizing Dak or known to heavily criticize Dak started to come around and finally acknowledge that he's a really good player. Thankfully, and there was another note I had for you, Cowboys wise. Yes, Jerry Jones admitting last week that the Cowboys were in a mini rebuild, however you want to call it, and then today saying that the Cowboys were not in a mini rebuild, which I found kind of confusing. However, he did want to let the younger players develop and prove themselves, and that's why he was not wanting to acquire any more talent. Take that how you will. I feel like if the Cowboys get to a certain point where it's we get to Atlanta and we've got a winning record, or after the Atlanta game we've got a winning record, and maybe the news on Demarcus Lawrence is that he won't be coming back this season or something like that, that I could see the Cowboys making another move. I don't think it'll be for a wide receiver. I know a lot of people, of course, still wanting Devontae Adams. That came out that the Raiders are open to trade him sooner rather than later. I don't think that destination will be to Dallas by any means, but I could see the Cowboys making a move. For what position? I would imagine somewhere on the defensive line. Um, you know, again, we talked about this last week, I believe, how people were still thinking that maybe running back was a position that needed to be upgraded, and I think through the last two games that Rico Dowdle has shown us, or at least proven that he's worthy of at least having the starting job this year. Beyond that, I'm not really sure, but I don't think I want to make any changes to the running back position again because of how Rico has looked, and I kind of want to see how Hunter Lipke could do, maybe as our red zone back. And while we talked about Zeke last night a little bit on the show, I was really confused about that play that he had against Pittsburgh, where he looked like he didn't know what the play call was, and then Dak throws the ball and he ducks, and CeeDee Lamb is kind of confused as to why. Was Zeke supposed to catch it, or he didn't know what Zeke was doing. Zeke didn't seem to know what he was doing either. When we talked about that last night, Brendan, aka Fergie Smith, one of the best co-hosts in the world, he thinks that maybe Ezekiel Elliott is injured, and I think that makes a lot of sense. We haven't seen him play a lot. I know the game against the Giants, he only had 10 snaps, and earlier this season, against the Browns, he looked pretty good. I don't remember how good he looked against the Saints or the Ravens, but we just haven't seen him very much. So yeah, I do kind of think that theory kind of tracks, as the kids say, that maybe Ezekiel Elliott is hurt. But yeah, that was the only Cowboys news I had for you guys today. Again, Jerry Jones saying we're in a mini rebuild, and then backtracking saying that we're not, but wanting to let the young guys develop. And Mike Tomlin giving Dak Prescott his flowers, and I got to say that's high praise coming from an opposing head coach who's had a lot of success himself, winning Super Bowl, with the Pittsburgh Steelers, being the longest tenured head coach in the NFL. Who I think Mike Tomlin himself is probably underrated as a head coach when talked about the greats. I think me and Mike the Pig Crumb have had that conversation on the pod a couple of times, but yeah, just love hearing that from Mike Tomlin, man. And again, just love to see our guy Dak Prescott finally get the respect that he deserves. But that's all I've got for you guys today, man. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm Paul Ryan. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.